How's it going, YouTubers? Well, people that view YouTubers. Does that make you YouTubies? I mean, if the people that create videos, like myself, even though this is my second video ever, are called YouTubers, does that make you YouTubies? Huh. And is it with IE or EE? Now, that's something to think about. Anyways, welcome to EJ's Rants, now actually called Rantology, because EJ's Rants, one, it's kind of unoriginal. No doubt. And secondly, well, apparently there's some chick out there named EJ, shocker, that gets a hell of a lot more views than I do. Seeing as I've only gotten 6 views on my other video, and it seems like they're all from me and my mother. Hi, Mom. Besides the point, I figured I'd go ahead and make another video. Why not? So anyways, first of all, I want to apologize for the shoddy quality of the last video. I'm new to this, trying to figure it all out, but I think I've got it handled this time. So anyways, this rantology that I am bringing today is age. And it's something that I've always had issues with in the past. You know, as we grow up, we learn new things. That's just how it is. Time teaches us many different things. Now, one of the biggest things that happens is as we get older, we learn new things. I think I just repeated myself. And the one thing, and I had difficulty with growing up, and what I mean by growing up, mostly when I'm trying to find a damn good job, is when you're older, you see someone younger, and you're like, man, this person is stupid. Kind of sucks, you know? And it's one of those things that I've been trying to figure out and think about for the longest time. I mean, for example, for the past couple of years, I've been going from job to job to job. And one of the biggest issues that I would run into, especially, let's say, back when I worked at a local cab company, was that I'm the young guy. All these people are, you know, older adults, at least 30 plus years, if not 40. They think, I'm going to be stupid. Okay, which, I mean, you know, just because I don't know things doesn't mean sorry, you know, that's offensive. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It just means I just don't know. But here's the problem that I've come, and see, you know, on Rantology, I do this all in one go with almost zero editing because I don't really know editing, just for you guys. Anyways, so you can see the real me. Now, one thing I'm not a big fan about editing is because you take out little bits and pieces, which, yeah, cleans it up. I want you to see the real me. And you know what? If you guys would rather me actually, like, make this all clear-cut and everything, well, then just let me know in the comments below. Anyways. It's one thing for someone younger to not know what they're doing. It's another thing when someone younger who doesn't know what they're doing tries to pretend that they do. Okay, for example, the job that I'm working at now, I'm not going to say what it is. I am the third oldest person at my job. Okay, I'm a delivery driver for said job. Not going to tell you that. And the only 2 people older than me are also delivery drivers. That means I am older than the 3 managers, one of them being the general manager of the store that I work at. Okay. Now, at first, when this dawned on me, when I found this out, I was like, holy shit, I'm older than my general manager, someone I have respect for. And it kind of shed a new light on it, but then I had to remind myself, well, she, that sounded kind of odd, didn't it? I don't know, just it really doesn't matter. But, anyways, she happens to be a year younger than me, and I was like, man, my general manager is younger than me. Yeah. But I reminded myself, she's still a general manager. She's worked to get where she is. I'm going to shut the fuck up. I'm going to listen. But she decided that she needed another manager, which kind of makes sense. And she took this girl that I'm going to assume is, and again, we all know what assuming does, but I mean, I'm usually relatively good about this, and I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just, you know, trying to make a theoretical guess, an educated guess, a hypothesis. of how old this girl is. I want to say she's right about 1920. Right about there. Maybe 21. Maybe. You already know. Well, she's trying to train her to become a manager. And the one thing that I am noticing between her and the three other managers, now mind you, I do want to point out that the general manager is a year younger than me, and the assistant manager is only 21, and the other manager is either 20 or 21. But they got this down. I mean, they know what they're doing. They know how to be managers. They get things done. They tell people what to do the right way. You know, they guide people. They help out. They take care of this. You know, they do what managers should do. But this girl, she, instead of making suggestions, she talks to you like you're an idiot. Okay, I know that's jumping a little conclusions, but that's what she kind of does. Like, hey, EJ. It's like, hey, EJ, I need you to do this, and don't forget to do this. And I'm like, well, one, I'm already on it, and two, I know how to do my fucking job. I didn't actually say that, of course, but I'm just saying, you know, it is that's what's the thing. She's hasn't had the experience. So now I'm finding myself being roughly 5 years older than her, mind you, it's a guess, thinking, God, this girl's fucking and I think to myself, well, how's that any different than me in the past? I mean, I've always tried to prove that I'm better than the other 25-year-olds out there by trying to be different, by trying to be more open-minded, by trying to do things that others can't. And oftentimes people are like, man, this guy's fucking stupid. And I don't know, I'm just meh. But anyways, that's part of the age thing. Back to the whole general thing of the age thing. One problem I'm starting to realize that kind of sucks is that the fact of the matter is, if you are not old enough, you simply haven't learned enough. Okay? And by doing so, it's a little rude for someone older to treat someone younger like they're human or just young. But at the same time, it's not misplaced. You just don't know. Okay? But at the same time, you know, there are those that have learned things in life. Take my ex-girlfriend, for example. I'm not going to say her name or anything, but she had a rough life. She basically has had to learn how to be an adult right around, I want to say 12. Okay? And I'm not talking, ooh, she knows this and that about the birds and the bees and blah. No, I mean, having to learn how to make money, to get a job, take care of bills, stuff like that. Because just life went bad. And because of that, she learned things early. So the age thing wasn't a matter of factor. She happened to learn the same things that the rest of us would learn later in life earlier, which really does suck. However, and this is actually part of the reason why we're ex now. It was actually mostly her decision, but I don't give a fuck. I was kind of debating about whether or not our relationship was going very well to begin with. But anyways, she's 19. Yes, you know, she's 19. I'm 25. I don't care. Just put it all in the comments. Say whatever you want. I'm not going to read it. Ha, sucks to be you. Anyways, she still has those things, those little things that she just doesn't understand. Okay, that she either doesn't understand, she hasn't learned yet, or whatever. And it's difficult for someone like her because she has learned things that others haven't learned by her age, but there are still things that she is still, even with everyone else, that she hasn't learned. So whenever all of a sudden she decides to start an argument about whether or not to claim 1 and 0 on your W-2, saying that you get more money by claiming 1 back on your taxes, and 0 gets you more per your check, which is the opposite, that kind of thing. I am going to get slapped so hard if she decides to watch this video, but I don't care because she's probably not going to watch this video. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. But it's just one of those things, you know? I mean, for example, I personally like to take a lot of pride in being a damn good fucking driver. You know what? I don't care what anyone says. I can drive better than anyone, except for trained professionals, of course. But I bet I can still give them a run for my money. That's just me. I can drive my car like no other. Hell, the last 3 jobs, I was actually ranked as the fastest driver. Well, okay, no. Actually, at my last job, it was tied with another guy, and this, since I don't work there anymore, I'll mention it. This is Pizza Hut was my last job. I was tied as the fastest driver only because he owns a freaking Evo, an Evo 8, an Evo 8. I mean, he's got a tuner car. He's got a performance vehicle. I mean, so do I, but not to that extent. You know, so it's like, well, what the fuck? That's about like the only advantage he had. Otherwise, we were always tied. I would win. I'll get some weeks, he'd get other weeks, and stuff like that. But I've always been the fastest driver, even at Yellow Cab. Even back at Yellow Cab, that's the name of the company. And, you know, maybe I shouldn't mention it, but, you know, there's only 2 cab companies in this town, so I was even considered the fastest driver there. I mean, even to people that have been working there for years, I was still faster than. The one guy I had difficulty keeping up with once in a while, but I was able to beat him. And that's simply because I am a good driver. Now, of course, you know, there are those of you who are like, well, fast driving is scary, dangerous. You know what? You know what? This is going to be a 2-part rantology. That is what I'm doing. You know what? People need to not be so goddamn sensitive about driving. Yes, they are big machines with 4 tires on them that go really fast. I understand that. And that if they hit something or someone, they can cause damage. I know. But I know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay? I know this shit. I drifted my 84 Supra going 65 miles an hour drifted around at 65 miles an hour on the freeway around a Blazer that was trying to run me off the road. Literally, he was trying to run me off the road. I'll have to explain that some other time. But yeah, he was trying to run my ass off the road. Are you fucking kidding me? That was way back when. But yeah, I jerked right around and took off. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, yeah, I'm so damn white. I'm one of the first people to be. I am white. Anyways. People need to not be so damn sensitive about cars. And not be so stupid either. Oh my god. Some people are just stupid behind the wheel. Seriously. I mean, okay. I live in Missoula, Montana. Okay, that's where I live. And a lot of people around here know that driving around here can be kind of a pain. But one thing that I really like about it is what I've come to notice, to some extent, a lot of these drivers drive kind of like me. We get from point A to point B. We get there in a timely manner, not necessarily fast. Now, mind you, if I'm working and I'm delivering, good, I'm going to get going. But, in a timely manner with precision and an ease and a flow to the driving. But then there are just some fucking retards. Sorry. This is rantology. I'm ranting. Deal with it. If you don't like it, click somewhere else. I don't care. Not affecting me any. I'm doing this shit for free. Anyways. Like, for example, let's say you pull up to an intersection where the traffic going this way is a 4-lane, 2 on each side. 4-lane traffic. It's actually a highway here in town. Well, technically a highway. Okay. And you pull up, and you're in one of those intersections where there's the opposing traffic coming this way, and then you have 2 turn lanes, and a straight lane and a turn right lane. Okay. You pull into the turn lane, and a douche-nogger pulls up, going to turn right, going that way. Well, in his perspective, right, or her, fuck if I know. Their perspective, turning right. And you pull up, and this way is green, you're red. They pull up, and they stop because traffic's coming. And that traffic turn yellow, and then red. No duh, we know how traffic works. But they sit there, and they look right at you. They keep looking there going, is it driving? Are they going to turn yet? I can't tell. They're going to turn yet? And they wait, and they wait, and they wait, and they wait. And then your light turns green, and you go. And he's like, oh, this is my opposite. And turn. Right as you're coming down, I'm like, are you kidding me? You had a good solid 5 to 10 seconds, which, by the way, 5 to 10 seconds when driving is ample amount of time to do almost anything. To make a simple right-handed turn. There was no traffic coming, or the traffic that was stopping. And they waited until we start turning. Now, mind you, usually I go into the left of the left turn lanes. So normally this wouldn't bother me so much. They'll whip out, I'll end up right next to them, they'll block the other traffic. It's kind of annoying, but I'm not the one behind this dumbass. But then, they decide to do that really pretty much legal move to turn and then immediately merge right over. Cut you right off. Are you kidding me? I mean, seriously. Or the other day when I got off of my other job, I actually have 2 jobs, and I pull up to this light, and I'm taking a right. Now, we all know that when you come up to a red light and you're taking a right-hand turn, as long as you stop first and there's no traffic coming or a decent gap, you can take a right. Right? This person sat at the light and waited for it to turn to green, to take a right. Now, mind you, some people would be like, well, maybe there was a bunch of traffic. No. Well, yeah, it was a fair amount of traffic, but I counted, I think, 4 different times when there was roughly about a 10 to 15 second gap of no traffic. But it's more than enough time to take a turn. And mind you, they weren't driving some large vehicle, and it wasn't some old person either. It was actually a woman, probably 20s, 30s, driving just an average sedan. Just sat there, waiting at the light for green. And mind you, I would let it go a little bit. If it wasn't for the fact that I have only a 30-minute window between getting off one job, going home, changing, and then going to the next one. So I was kind of a little bit of a rush, seeing as it takes me about 15 minutes to get home to begin with. Sorry, just some people just, yeah. You know, why am I making this video out? It's the internet. It's YouTube. I make it all I want, right? Anyways. So, some people are stupid driving. And we need to remember that just because someone's younger or older than us does not mean that they are better or worse. Actually, that was a part of my rant that I didn't quite get to. I'm going to finish this real quick before I get into this video. That's another thing that's really annoying, is just because someone is older, they automatically get respect. Please. I have met people in their 40s, that just right age to where you're not exactly old, but you've been around long enough to have learned quite a few things. You're not old enough to be considered old, so you're not senile. That are fucking stupid. I mean, I'm sorry about my language, but seriously. And then don't even get me started on the ones that get drunk all the time. God damn. We need more brain cells on this planet. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the other part of the rant. Was getting jobs nowadays. And age is a big factor in that. Because my generation and the one coming up, I mean, this should be for another rant, so I'll keep it short. As most of us, probably the older ones know, my generation and possibly the one coming up next, we're screwed. We just are. We rely too much on video games. We rely on social media. But it's funny because I'm using social media right now. And we don't actually get out and, meet. We don't do things. It's physical. There's still plenty of that going on, population. Anyways, because of that, these older people, I say older, keep these important jobs for as long as they possibly can. Even when they should go ahead and retire and let someone take over, they won't because they think the younger people are new. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily what I just talked about our generation and whatnot, or if that's just a thing that's been going on for years and years and years. But I highly doubt that, because if that was the case, then we wouldn't be where we are now, would we? That is all the time for today. I can only imagine how long this video is, so it's going to be fun to post it. And so just because a person's different age doesn't mean you have to treat them differently. Learn who they are first, accept who they are, and then decide if you're going to be a total prick or not, because they're new, okay? Make sure that they're stupid for who they are, not how old they are, unless they're a driver in Missoula that does not know how to take a right turn. Anyways, my name is EJ. This has been Rantology, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See ya.